afternoon to everyone. Welcome to MyTrade's 2024 Midyear Market Outlook. I will have Rainier here as my co-host for today. Hi Rainier, please join me on the floor.
Hello everyone. Hi Kades. Thank you for the greeting. Very happy to be here to get a chance to be part of our mid-year outlook. So
To welcome us all for our market outlook, we have MyTrade's very own CEO and Chairman, Mr. Paul Su. Let's give him a virtual round of applause for his welcome address.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's that time of the year where we start to look back at the last 6 months of the year and then forecast what will happen in the next 6 months. The stock market doesn't move in a straight line. It moves in a trend. So hopefully in the next 6 months, we start to see the trend continue moving up. And like you, we wish you and us make more money in the second half of this year. Thank you.
And so to kick things off, our first speaker is the Philippines' first chartered market technician with over 20 years of experience in the field of technical analysis. So we are in a treat as he joins us live today to give us a technical outlook for the second half of the year. So everyone, please welcome Sir Lawrence Gonzaga.
Today we will look at the weekly chart of the PSEi for the macro picture. Then we will look at the daily chart to see what's going on today. And finally, we will also look at some of the more active stocks. This is the weekly chart of the PSEi. On the weekly chart, we saw the index peaking at around 7,550 level in February 2002. Since then, the market has gone sideways with a low of around 5,700 made in October 2002 also. So from 2002 onwards, the PSEi has just traded within a range, never going above or below the high and low levels set in 2022. It appears that a triangle pattern is currently being formed, and the next big move will depend on whether the PSEi breaks out above 7,000 or falls below the 6,050 level. These are the two levels that we would be watching keenly. 7,000 for a breakout and 6,050 for any potential breakdown. And today the PSEi closed right at the 50 and 200-day moving average cluster near the 6,500 level. So this is a key level to watch, the 6,500 level for the short term. We shall see in the next few days if the market can stay above these key moving average lines, as it would be bullish for the short term if the PSEi can stay above 6,500. Further up, there are resistance levels at 6,532, which is not far away, and there's also another one at 6,578. We run some screen with a minimum. We look for stocks with a minimum traded value of 25 million pesos that are above the 50-day as well as above the 200-day moving average line. And these are the stocks that came out: Globe, PLDT, ICT, Manila Water, Converge, and House. But with the move today, we believe that Ali will be able to slowly work its way higher. Next we have Globe. Globe has been doing well. Today it broke out again, and it may be looking at the resistance at 2180 and then 2360. Long-term chart is positive. I would be a buyer of Globe for the long term.
We're shifting gears now, and leading this discussion is Abacus Securities Head of Research and the only Filipino recognized by Forbes magazine as one of Asia's best stock pickers, ranking in the top 5, to share his insights about the potential market trajectory for the next half of the year. You know, we have Sir Nicky Franco here on the floor. Sir Nicky. Hi, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's mid-year market briefing. Hopefully, you can get a lot from our presentation for today. Or the title of our presentation for today is "Just Keep Buying." I know that this sounds a little bit off, given how bad the market has been over the past quarter, but I'd just like to give a brief background first. Just Keep Buying is also the title of a book that I just read. The book was written by Nick Majuli. You can find the copy, digital copy on Amazon, and I think it's a great book for everyone to read, both for beginners and for those who have had some experience already investing in the market. But the main gist of his title, or the main gist of the book, is that you keep buying not because you think that the market is going to turn up soon or anytime soon, but because the adage, time in the market is more important than timing the market, is very, very true. So every time that you put money into the market, it's putting money to work for yourself going into the future. Those investments of yours will bear fruit later on. It may not seem that way right now, but when you look back, maybe 5-10 years from now, then you'll see the fruits of your investments. So the market's performance was actually quite good in the first quarter, but then it seemed that everything fell apart in the second quarter, simply because the picture for rate cuts was clouded by sticky inflation, both in the US and the Philippines, and actually other parts in the world. In our market, interest rates actually went up instead of going down. Not by a wide margin, especially on the shorter end of the yield curve. But that was really enough to sap investors' confidence. And that's now this one shows the net foreign selling or net foreign buying of selected stocks. So you can see on the right hand of this chart, you will see the biggest names in the market. So SM is there, AC, BDO, Jollibee, SM Prime, AEV, and Ali. And that really speaks to the lack of sentiment, especially for the big caps. But we believe that over the long term, the huge foreign selling is actually an opportunity to accumulate for local investors. This chart shows the value of the foreign-owned float in the 13 Philippine MSCI members. So again, we believe that valuations are going to improve. We think that the BSP will cut interest rates by 50 basis points this year, and probably another 100 basis points in 2025. So for our top picks, it didn't really change much compared to the start of the year. The only one that we replaced was SPNEC, and this is because we realized that the stock probably needs a lot more time to recover from the negative sentiment and negative publicity brought about by the series of trading suspensions last year. This does not mean that we don't like the stock anymore. We are still a buy on the stock. We still like it for the long term. But we believe that our replacement, RCR, is going to perform better. We think that the momentum for plus is quite significant, and the company will eventually overtake Bloom. Monde also, like Manila Water, had a first quarter that was well above consensus, and we believe that earnings surprise is going to repeat in the second quarter. And again, like Manila Water, we believe that consensus EPS for 2024 will increase substantially in the next few months, in our view, by at least 15%. And this is based on the fact that the company has been able to lock in commodity prices at much lower levels compared to last year, and that will redound to higher margins moving forward. As the title of our presentation shows, just keep buying. This chart shows that if you owned the PSEi at the end of June, then the average return since 2016 over the next 6 months is about 3.2%. So if you keep on buying and you still own the market or the PSEi at the end of July, the expected return over the next 6 months is about 3.6%. Quite confident about the second half of this year, especially with the BSV starting to cut rates. So another thing that clients may want to do, or maybe may think of doing, is to construct a portfolio that is sensitive to easing monetary policies. So if the BSV is going to start easing monetary policy, it's probably a good idea to overweight your portfolio towards the names on the left-hand side of this chart.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Nicky, for your thorough and informative presentation. I hope everyone was able to take note some of the key insights, and if not, you may be able to play back some of the key parts just to take into those notes. And I'm sure these insights will definitely help your investment decisions, especially in this second half of 2024. So I am seeing a lot of interesting questions, and it should be time to address them. Yes, we can start. Sir Lawrence, Sir Nicky, are you ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I guess just a brief overview for the market. So our first question from Steady Tito. Sir Nicky, is there a slim chance that we will cut interest rates before the Fed does? And what are the possible consequences if we cut first ahead of the Fed?
Okay, actually, I don't think it's a slim chance. I think it's a fat chance, actually, that the BSP will move first. Our view is that the BSP will move as early as next month. On the other hand, the Fed might move in September, but it's more likely to be in October of this year. So a little bit ahead, a few months ahead. And the consequence of that is probably further weakening of the peso. Maybe a little past 59, maybe even 59.50.
So do we expect another dip to around the 6,100 levels?
The likely move for the short term is actually to the upside. We are looking at the 6,500 level. If we can break and stay above 6,500 level, then we should see the market slowly recovering lost ground, probably towards the 6,700 level.
I guess we discussed earlier from Sir Nicky's presentation on RCR, but on a technical standpoint, is it good to buy RCR? Thinner volumes, and it looks like an end cup with a handle. Thoughts, please.
Well, RCR is consolidating above the 50-day as well as above the 200-day moving average line. So slowly accumulating RCR would be okay. We just don't know when the stock will finally make its move.
Sir Jerry Chua is asking, Abacus Sec recently changed its recommendation on ASEN from sell on rally to trading buy. What would be your recommended entry and exit levels?
Okay, for that, ASEN is looking to break the recent high of 528. A break of this level may lead to a test of the other resistance levels at 5.54 or 5.65 or even 6 pesos over the medium term. The long-term chart of ASEN has been improving, especially with the recent cross-up of the 50-day above the 200-day moving average line just a few days ago.
So this question, will GCash do their IPO in the PSE?
Unless current conditions improve significantly, I foresee the possibility that management would prefer to do the initial listing overseas, because I'm quite confident that they will get better valuations overseas compared to the Philippines, to the Philippine market. And then later on, they can simply do a listing by way of introduction here in the Philippines to do that dual listing.
So isn't the BSP able to support the Philippine peso by intervention, even if it cuts rates earlier than the Fed?
Yes, that's always a possibility. But when you listen to the comments of BSP officials, especially Governor Remolona, you get the sense that they prefer the peso really to be market determined. He recently said that they did come in recently into the market just to smoothen out the volatility. But having said that, if they are going to intervene, it's probably not going to be with the purpose of preventing the peso from breaking 59. I think it's just really to smoothen out the volatility. They're not going to, they haven't drawn a line in the sand, and I don't think that they will. They just want to make the movements as smooth as possible.
Okay, thank you, Sir Nicky, and I think that's the last question already, and practically wraps up our Q&A session for today. And again, thank you, Sir Nicky and Sir Lawrence, for your time. Maybe you would have some short parting words naman, since you've already shared a lot with us today.
Thank you for that. I just want to go back to the title of the presentation, which is to just keep buying. It's not just a slogan, in my view. I think it's really something that investors can take to heart. Maybe make it a real motto for themselves, to encourage them, or to really instill the value of investing in the stock market. So very, very brief. It's very, very brief, but I think it's a powerful message to just keep buying.
Yes, I think market is at a low risk juncture, and finally we are seeing some positive action with the index making a higher high as well as a higher low. So this is the first positive action in a while. We should see the market going back up to probably 6-7 next target, but we would be mindful of the heavy resistance between 6,800 to 7,000. Remember that the market currently is very much liquidity driven. Whenever there's a huge selling order, it will send a particular stock tumbling for no particular reason except for the heavy selling. Likewise for the buying, if there's a strong buying, if there's a big buy order, it will send the stock going up. That's why we are seeing very selective action, and just make sure that you're on the right side of those run-ups.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Nicky and Sir Lawrence, for your wise words and especially for your time today. Your parting words sums up this market outlook very nicely. So I hope we get to see you again for a session like this, and we'll take your words to heart so that we'll make better informed decisions for our portfolios moving forward for the rest of the year. Thank you, Sir Nicky. Thank you, Sir Lawrence.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Rainier, as well, for joining me here again.
Yes, it's finally a wrap. See you guys in the next, not Midyear Outlook, but see you in our next events such as the Beyond Connection. So thank you for having me here, team, especially Cadiz. See you guys.
Thank you, Rainier. Thank you, guys. Catch us again next time. Bye-bye.